forth. So here you can see that Konsumat's going to end up losing this expansion. He really probably should decommission and get his ships out of here, but it looks like he hasn't quite given up yet. Taking on this the phaser platform, you can see that the blade of armor takes reduced damage, especially against short-ranged. So Mort here got a lone Intrepid here, kind of outgunned by these two other Intrepid. However, he's got this second phase platform. Not even a phase platform, it is really just a platform that could, there, and he goes ahead and turns it into a phase platform. So he's now got this expansion. Now over here on the right-hand side, you can see that at the same time, Konsumat is battling with some constructors of Mort. Mort taking the advantage and expanding at the same time he's attacking over in the left hand. Mort with some excellent play. However, Konsumat taking over and taking out this one constructor ship. So a little bit of a back and forth here. I actually think that Mort ends up with the overall victory in these battles. However, Konsumat not really giving much ground at all. So these trio of monsoons are going to take out this constructor. That's going to hurt a little bit. And you can see over here that this is basically an unguarded expansion. There are no phaser platforms, and while Mort is rapidly deploying some ships over here, this is actually going to work out in Mort's favor. He ends up with 2 expansions, and well defended at that. So he's got ships over here, and he's got phaser platforms over here on the left-hand side. Now, at this point, Konsumat feeling a little bit of a pinch probably. He does have some superior forces on the field. Mort, however, being able to still produce ships. He's got 4 ships on the field, whereas Konsumat's got what looks like roughly about a 6 fleet with 2 more, well, 1 more about to pop out. So you're going to end up with about 7 offensive ships on the board, with Mort really going heavy defensive with lots of turrets on the board. So Konsumat going to be able to walk in, take over the middle board, which is actually a bit of a strong position if you can hold it. If Konsumat could turn around and build a star yard here, that would actually give him a very strong position in the middle. But it looks like he's going to end up holding off on that. Maybe if nothing else, he ends up making a phaser platform, gives him a little bit of a defensive position in the board. If he can hold the board, he'll be able to intercept Mort as he has to move his ships back and forth. However, it looks like Konsumat is actually going to go after this expansion. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. There's 2 phaser platforms. He's not going to be able to take them out very quickly, and that's just too well defended at the moment for these small ships. It looks like he thinks he can pop around or maybe pop into... Oh, here we go. This is a nice move by Konsumat. He finds some mining ships, anticipates that Mort is going to be sending some of these mining ships over here to actually make the expansion worthwhile. And Mort, finding that he has lost one of his ships, Konsumat, if he can quickly move over here and take out this freighter, he will be able to score another little quick ship victory and level up his ships. At the same time, Mort, knowing where his opponent's fleet is at, is actually gearing up for an attack over here. Now, Konsumat actually hasn't hasn't defended his main bases, so these ships are kind of stuck out on the edge and are vulnerable. Now, Konsumat going to actually getting the kill off of that one guy, seeing that the defense platform is there, and at the same time realizing that his edge is not well defended. He's going to have to repair these guys, get them out of there, and that's going to cost him a little bit. You can see here that Konsumat is expanding here in the middle, and it's a little bit undefended. So Mort providing some some pressure on this Tritanium expansion, or Tritanium moon here. So that's actually going to put Konsumat down a little bit on his Tritanium, but not much. You can see that Konsumat moved back his freighters, his mining freighters, and has not lost a single one on his main. Over here on the top expansion, you can see that Konsumat has actually put some pressure on Mort's expansion, and causing Mort to pull back his attacking fleet to go defend. So back and forth, back and forth. So you can see Konsumat with, he's got a fleet. Now Konsumat being a little bit caught out, outgunned, going to lose one of his ships, but he's going to be able to move back some of his ships at the same time. So they're not going to readily engage. Now, Konsumat really needs to put a defensive platform here or a star yard in the middle. That'll give him the middle ground, and that'll allow him to quickly attack, repair, or really anything. However, you can see that Konsumat really going for basically base raids. Now, he can't base raid over here on the left side, considering it's defended by phaser platforms. Wow, Konsumat going for a storage dock here, not a mining platform. And maybe Konsumat thinks he's going to move in on some of these, but he's really not going to have enough firepower. Maybe he looks like just for a quick kill, a little bit of... and he is actually going to get that quick. Oh, he just needs to get that quick kill right there. And there he goes. Now he needs to get out of there. Oh, he's going to end up losing ships. Mort finally moving in his monsoons. Taking really Konsumat with his base raids and actually keeping Mort's forces off of the middle, allowing him to expand. But this expansion in the middle doesn't have any sort of defensive or offensive power to it. So while Mort got the superior fleet here, Konsumat somehow seems to be controlling the major ebb and flow of the game. However, here we go over the right-hand side. Konsumat has a fleet of warp-in vessels, and Mort's ships chasing these four small ships are way out of position. This is actually going to be just sort of a pass-through for Konsumat, going to try to get these back to the repair yard. The real main... Oh, wow, Konsumat has actually stopped. Konsumat is probably going to be able to get his 2 monsoons out. He's probably going to lose this Intrepid. At the same time, there's not a lot of... he's got a couple pair of monsoons up here. A pair building. And this is still going to end up hurting. So Mort turning around, gaining offensive power ground on this on the board, and has detected Konsumat's middle expansion. Now this is going to cost Konsumat the middle expansion. However, you can see over here that the warp-in fleet has made short work of the mining over here on the right-hand side. And you can see that Mort is giving up on the expansion because he is decommissioning this vessel. He's going to end up losing a couple of mining freighters. But at the same time, Konsumat is going to do the same thing. He's going to end up losing his middle base. And he needs to decommission and get his ships out. Possibly move them over to in here, this little edge of the nebula where he can probably just hide out. But... Mort not really paying a lot of attention to the mining yards, paying special attention to the freighters, and these freighters are actually end up going to be the most costly part, as they require roughly around 2 to 3 dilithium. Konsumat trying to pop in with a couple of offensive ships, but just does not have the numbers. He's going to have to give up on this. And wow, whose warp-in is this? Konsumat's fleet coming in at the other side. This is probably white. Oh, with white coming in, pincering this, a little bit of a pincer move here. This Intrepid needs to pop out, go repair. Wow, so a little bit of a turn of the tide here. So you can see that Konsumat hiding one of his construction ships in the nebula. And Mort with this strong early early mid-game fleet tier 1 ships, and lots of them doing a lot of